Hi there, I'm Rowan from Eastbourne G&S and I'm here with an update for you on our latest production. Since Eve's video diary a few weeks ago, we've mainly been doing music rehearsals for Ruddygore. I've been to a couple of dialogue rehearsals with the director and just talking about characterisation, accents, the way he wants to put the characters across. And I've done a couple of music rehearsals, one of which was with everybody else, which was really nice. Mainly for me, I've just been working on my script and my music at home. Today's been a dialogue learning day. We've been asked to learn all our lines before we start blocking the scenes in the show. I've got my first blocking rehearsal tonight, so I've been working on learning those two scenes. And I think it's going okay. One of them luckily was my audition piece anyway, so I knew it pretty well. As you'll know if you saw my Auditions Day diary, I got the part of Rose Maybud. Now Rose is a very prim and proper maiden who's totally obsessed with etiquette and doing things the correct way. Now I have to admit, this has been one of the hardest characters for me to get my head around, possibly because she's so different to me and I'm finding it quite hard to relate to. She's so obsessed with doing everything by the book and I'm, I guess, a bit of a natural born rebel really. Although we're both probably pretty bossy, we maybe got that in common. It can be really challenging to play these Victorian roles written by a man over 100 years ago with very outdated attitudes, and that can be hard for a progressive 21st century woman. So when I work on my characters, I always kind of secretly try to inject aspects of feminism to them, my own little agenda. Sometimes that's not too difficult. Thinking back on some of the characters I've played in the past, for G&S anyway, the first one I did was Mabel in The Pirates of Penzance in 2014. Now, she's actually quite a feisty character. I think she's a bit silly when she runs off with Frederick, having only just met him, but I kind of chose to see her as a bit of a go-getter, seeing her opportunity to get away from all her annoying sisters and pouncing on this poor innocent man, and in my mind she was the one controlling all of that, so that wasn't too difficult. And then I played Yum Yum in The Mikado. She was probably the least favourite character out of the ones I've played, although she was quite funny, I suppose, in her self-obsession. Elsie in The Yeoman of the Guard was quite a put-upon character, but I tried to play her with a bit of fire and also perhaps a bit more compassion than was actually written into it. When I played Casilda in The Gondoliers, I really enjoyed her haughtiness and the way she sort of looked down on everyone else. That was quite an enjoyable character to play. But Rose, I'm finding harder to get under the skin of Rose. What I do sometimes is try to look at other characters in TV and books and sort of take aspects. I've been looking back at some of the Jane Austen series and films and some of the very sort of etiquette obsessed people in those and how they behave, thinking about her posture and her mannerisms and things like that. Victorian etiquette, you weren't really supposed to give away much emotion. It was considered inappropriate to show how you're feeling, but obviously on stage you can't just sit there not showing any feeling. One of the things that's quite hard is her language is very old-fashioned, and especially in the scene she has with Richard, because his language is written in kind of a West Country dialect. Bristol, I think, something like that. He's this kind of rough sailor. I feel like I'm pretty much there with the music side of things. I've really enjoyed learning the music. It's really different to the last few shows I've done. Some really nice duets and trios, which I love doing. I love having harmonies to sing with other people. And again, I'm looking forward to getting to do those more with my counterparts, because it's just been me in the kitchen singing it away while I'm doing the cooking at the moment. If somebody the chance to be who loved me in a manner true. As well as being in the show, I'm also on the committee for the society and responsible for the marketing of the show. So I've been quite busy behind the scenes doing poster designs, booking adverts, starting to design the programme for the show and things like that. Luckily I've got a bit of help this year from Eve, who's also playing Richard. She's helping me with the marketing. I've also volunteered to help coordinate the hair and makeup for the show, so I've been doing a little bit of research on hairstyles for the turn of the century where it's being set, sort of 1900. I need to sort out a wig for myself, so I've been debating what sort of colour wig should I have, what do I feel the character would fit with, and what sort of style. And we've seen photos of our costumes, which I believe are coming from a costume place quite nearby in Polegate. And my friend Lucy, who's playing Zora in the show, she's also assisting with the choreography, which we did together on Pirates. She popped over for a bit of a choreography session the other night, which was fun. Just helping her out, trying out some of the moves, and it's just easier when there are two of you, seeing what looks good and what works. And I'm loving some of the ideas that are coming together there. I am back from my rehearsal. Bye, cat. And just having the cup of tea that I took with me that I failed to drink while I was there because I was too busy. It was a good rehearsal. We did the first two scenes that I appear in the show. So there was one with Dame Hannah, played by Wendy, and that's set in Dame Hannah's bridal shop. In that scene, Dame Hannah's trying to persuade Rose that she should get married, but there aren't really any men in the village that Rose thinks are good enough for her, apart from maybe Robin O'Capple, but he's very, very shy, so she gets really fed up with him. She has this whole song about what she expects from a man, what she would want from a romance, but also what the limitations are for her based on her ideas about etiquette. So it's quite a funny song, although it sounds like a sort of romantic aria. It's a comedy song, really. And then at the end of that song, Hannah goes and Robin comes in, and they have this very sort of awkward exchange where they can't really tell each other what they truly want. They clearly fancy each other, but they're too shy or too proper to say. They have a really lovely duet together, and that was really lovely to bring that to life. It was great to start getting really stuck into the characters and the relationships between them, and to be with Wendy and Paul for those scenes. I hope if you're watching this that you will buy a ticket for the show. It's at the Devonshire Park Theatre from the 4th to the 7th of May. We'd be really grateful if you would share this video, like it, and leave a comment and help us get the word out about our production. If you've enjoyed this video, do subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already, and click the bell icon so that you get notified when we put new videos out. We're planning to continue this video diary series throughout the production process, so stay tuned for another one very soon.